Hi guys, welcome to my fitness vlog. So we're starting the vlog with a bit of drama. So I was running, not even hit the first kilometre, was running along the seawall, just like minding my own business, listening to music, looking over at the river, seeing that it was low tide and everything, and then obviously caught like just below, like at the bottom of my eye line, looking at all the rubbish that people dump, and I was like, oh my god, someone's actually dumped a disability scooter. What's the world coming to? Took me a second to realise that there was a hand waving in the, like it had a cover on it, and there was a hand waving in the cover. So I was like, oh my god, someone's actually in the scooter. They've not dumped it, they've just fallen down the side of the seawall in it. So jumped down, had a look, and there was this like poor old lady, obviously been driving her scooter, which is a very silly thing to do along the seawall because it's probably just wide enough to get a scooter along it. And it's lost its footing and it's fallen on its side and slid down the seawall. So I tried to call an ambulance, no signal where it is. Luckily she was okay in terms of like, she was conscious and everything. She didn't seem to be in a lot of pain and stuff. So I was trying to call the ambulance, like I said, no signal. I know as I was running past the fort that that the ranger was in, the park ranger was in. So I basically just said to him, I'm going to have to run back to the fort and get some more help. Because I said, because I can't lift you out. Because I didn't want to obviously hurt her anymore, just in case she was really hurt. Because she was moaning about her wrist. So yeah, I didn't want to sort of risk getting her out in case I cause her any more injury. Cause myself injury, because obviously with my shitty back. So I had to run back to like the ranger's office. Ran back to her. By the time I got back to her, another runner had come along. Sort of obviously man who was obviously a lot more fitter than I was, so he was stronger. He was actually able to get her out, but he was struggling trying to get the scooter back up. So I held it up, like helped him to hold it up, but then the two other guys came along, like the ranger and his friend, and they managed to get the scooter back up onto the road, onto the path, and then they pushed it back to their office for her. But yeah, and then I had to sit with her, like the runner then went off, made sure she was okay, then he continued with his run, and I then sat with her, managed to get through to the ambulance service, and then I sat with her until the ambulance came. Bless her, but she was so sweet though, like because she was telling me she had breast cancer and she had to have her obviously her breast removed. And as we put up the scooter, there was obviously the thing that like the chicken fillet that she has in her bra to obviously make it look like she's got a boob. And she was like, oh no, it's my tit, can you grab my tit for me? So I had to get that and like give it to her. Then she was like sitting there like shoving it. She was like, God knows how that came out. Bless her. She's in her early 80s. And she's so reminded me of my nans, like both my nans. She's from London. So she's in her 80s. And like both my nans were in their 90s when they passed. But yeah, and she was, what was it she was saying? Yeah, she's from London. And yeah, she, like as the ranger was saying, because the ranger knows her quite well, she goes there like nearly every day to have a coffee, because they've got a really nice cafe. And she goes there for a coffee, and it was like, yeah, I think she's got early onset dementia. And I was like, yeah, talking to her, I was like, I can see a lot of like both my nans in her, because like, both my nans got dementia. So yeah, so I was like, I was glad I was able to just sit with her and keep her company until the ambulance got there. And then I decided to, because the ranger was like, oh, you can go on with your run now, like the ambulance is here, they put her on the stretcher and everything. She kept saying to me, I'm going to give you something for helping me. And I was like, no, don't be silly. And then she just slapped me around the face. And the ranger was like, yep, that's Dolly. So yeah, that's the thanks I got a slap around the face for sitting with her. So yeah, so I haven't seen the ambulance go past, because I was like, why is it taking so bloody long for them to get here? And I thought what they would do is park in the main car park and then walk up. But what they've actually done is they've reversed the ambulance all the way down as far as they can go, because the truck can go quite far down, like the ranger's truck. And what they've obviously done is he's helped them to reverse it all the way down along the path until it narrows. So they've got it down that far. And I actually, because I did my run, so I did a kilometre, like the way I normally go, and then I came back and it was still in there and I could still hear them talking, so they're obviously giving her a check over. And I've done my route round, so I've completed my run, but obviously I've done it in like 2 very long steps. So, but I've not seen the ambulance go past yet. So I don't think they would have, in the amount of time it's taken for me to run around, they wouldn't have come past yet. So I reckon they're still sat with her. But yeah, so that's one way to start the week. But yeah, because I was kind of sat there with her and I was like, oh, and I really wanted to get out today and actually do a decent run. So yeah, so when the ranger said, oh, if you want to get on with your run, I was like, you know what, I will. So it'll look really crappy on the thing because I've only done like 3 kilometers. Well, not even 3 kilometers because I started the clock like halfway up the hill. So yeah, I don't know what it'll be. And I think I've scratched, I think something like a flower or like a weed caught my finger. And so I've got the tiniest scratch, but it's so itchy. But yeah, I didn't even know what my times were. I know I'm very, I was feeling very out of breath. Like I was really struggling this morning when I started running anyway, which is probably why I did see her. It's lucky I did see her, to be fair, because like, yeah, I had my music in and I wouldn't have heard her calling for help, or it would have been that other runner that would have found her. And that was like, because I don't even know how long she'd been there before I found her. So yeah, but luckily she's okay. She seems fine. She was moaning about, like, I heard the ambulance man because he was asking me a load of questions, and I think he says he thinks she's definitely broken her finger, possibly her wrist as well. That's what he reckons, because she can't really move it without it hurting. And she was moaning about pains in her chest. So I think as she fell, I think the steering wheel of the scooter hit her in the chest. Because like when I saw her, she was sat upright, obviously where she's moved herself, but the scooter was on its side and her foot was under the steering wheel. So yeah, I wonder if she hit her chest on the steering wheel as she went down. But yeah, so we'll just see. That's the thing, because it's not really like a village round in, not everyone knows everyone. So, but the ranger knows her and he kind of knows me, because obviously where I run here quite often, he's the one that's told me off before for running here when it's snowing, because if you fall, no one can get to you. And like obviously like his friend was there and he was like, yeah, see, now you've seen what happens when people have incidences here. But he does say like they've had quite a few. They've had a woman break her arm. That's what the ranger told me before. There's a woman that's broke her arm here, and there was someone that broke their ankle the other week. So accidents do happen here, and so people just need to be careful. When you come here, be careful. So but anyway, yes, but I was struggling, like I said, I'll keep going off on a tangent. I was struggling with my run. I was just getting like really like horrible like palpitations and feeling really out of breath. I do wonder if it's because I had my cookie pie last night. I don't think having all that sugar the night before a run does me any favours, and because I had like sausage and chips for dinner, I don't think it does me any favours. I think sausage and chips is probably best left for Sunday night rather than the Saturday. Having something a bit more of substance, like rice or something before a run, is probably the better thing to do. But anyway, I've done it. I've done my run. I've done my good deed as well, probably most likely for the year. So that's it. We haven't got anything planned for today. So yeah, the only thing I've got planned is I really want to hoover out the car because it looks disgusting. And obviously we're going to Germany, not next weekend, the weekend after. So, and we're going to be stuck in the car for like 8 hours at least. So I want to be able to make sure the car is nice and clean before we go. But anyway, it's so late. I think it's like 10 o'clock. What is the time? I can't even tell. My watch isn't working. I don't know. I think when I got to the car, it was like 9:30. So yeah, but anyway. So yeah, I am gonna head off because obviously the car park is getting busy. So I need to head back and I need tea. That's what I need. I need a good cup of tea after my my morning of heroism. So yeah, I will head back. I will most likely speak to you Tuesday, unless on Monday I have any update about the surgery, which I very much doubt I will. I don't think I'll hear anything now till at least September, but we'll see. So yes, just keeping on with weight loss and fitness until that moment comes. So yeah, speak to you later. Hi guys, welcome to Tuesday. Did my run. Oh my god. Obviously felt tougher than Sunday because I had a big break in between the like kilometers on Sunday. Yeah, at least there was a slight breeze and the sun's hidden behind a haze of clouds right now. So I'm sure that's going to break up soon though, so it will be a sunny day today. I think that's probably the best one I've done in a while. I think I was at like 27.5 minutes for the 4 kilometers. So it's almost a whole minute, I think, better than my previous run. Like I said, Sunday not included because that was a bit of a null one. So yeah, definitely think it makes a difference having rice the night before and not some like huge cookie pie thing. So yeah, see if my theory works, because I think on Wednesday night I'll most likely be having my keema. So we'll see what happens when I just have like pure protein for dinner the night before. I think I stopped less, because every time I went to stop when I was up, like further up, so around like the 2 kilometer mark, like flies kept landing on me, and I'm pretty sure they were horse flies. So horse flies are fuckers, like they really are. So as soon as one lands on me, I panic. So I don't know if that's a baby one that's sat on my window right now. They're like, we know you're in there, let us feast. So yeah, every time one landed on me, I panicked and then started running again. So I didn't really get many walking breaks. I was like, there was like points I was like, no, I really need to walk because my legs are really hurting. So I start walking, and then like I'd be like, as soon as I feel anything land on me, I'll start running. so I think that's why my time is faster today. So yeah, let's hope I can keep that up to a point where I don't have to stop at all, and then I won't have any horseflies land on me. I've still not been bitten though. So I've managed to escape that, like, thus far. Although when I stopped my run, I literally stop it just outside the car park. And then I normally walk to the car. But one landed on me, so I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, so I'm going to have to run back to the car. So yeah, fun times. But yeah, also, I had this, like, revelation yesterday. An expensive revelation, I might add. Because I don't know, I can't remember if I've ever mentioned it. I'm going to have to, because it's so bloody disgusting in it. I can't open the windows because the horseflies will get me. Yeah, I had an expensive revelation yesterday of the fact that, you know what, when I have this operation, it's going to improve my life in terms of like how I feel physically, but mentally it's not going to change much other than the fact I'll be like, yay, I've got a flat stomach for once in my life. And hopefully I'll be able to do like more things. I'll like be, hopefully my running will get better, my pole performance will get better. But I'll still be like, I'm still an ugly munter that has shitty hair and doesn't bother with makeup and stuff. So I just thought to myself yesterday, you know what? When you look for a new hairdresser, why don't you look for someone who actually like have it done like professionally, in terms of like, not that the girl I had before didn't do it professionally, but she cut it and then that was it. So like it didn't really do much other than just shortening my hair. So and also dyeing it, because I wouldn't know how to dye it myself without getting it all over my face. So yeah, so I decided to I looked yesterday on the local group, and there's actually a woman who's like a mobile hairdresser, and she's highly recommended. Like, I know quite a few people that go to her. They've never recommended me to her though. But yeah, so I thought, well, like if they use her, and like the pictures on her Facebook look quite good, so I was like, well, I'll give her a go. And like I might actually say to her, like, I'll give her a tryout by like getting her to do my hair before we go to Germany next week. So I've messaged her and everything, and she seems really nice, and she was asking me about like my hair and stuff, and I was saying about the fact I'm really anxious about my hair. I had bald patches. I've just never really bothered with my hair because I don't see the point. So yeah, I just want to try something different. So she's I sent her, the one mistake I did make, I did send her a picture of me before I had my hair cut recently. So obviously the picture, I think my hair's like down here sort of thing, when currently my hair's like here. So she thinks like she's gonna, well, I did say about giving it a trim just to get rid of any split ends or anything, because technically I haven't had it done since before we went to Crete, and Crete was April. So it's been nearly 4 months, I think. I'm trying to think when we went. Mid-April. So yeah, it's nearly 4 months since I've had my hair done. I think, how often are you supposed to get your hair done? Is it every 6 months? I never know. But anyway, so yeah, so she's going to give it a trim. She's going to give it an all over colour, because I said about my greys. So she's going to give it an all over colour, and then she's going to do a half head. So I'm going to get like highlights and lowlights, I think. And she said that's going to come to £85. That's the most I've ever spent on I don't think I've spent that much on my hair since my wedding. So it's not that I'm cheap, it's just that like the girl that used to do my hair, because she was a family friend, she didn't used to charge that much. So yeah, I'm kind of like, well, and I looked online, because obviously I've never been in a hairdressing salon, never ever in my life. I've only ever had people come to my house to do my hair. So yeah. So finding, yeah, so I went online and I was like, yeah, that's actually quite cheap for the sort of treatment that she's given me. So like it is kind of like, gulp, okay, I've got to try and find that money, because I said to my husband I'm paying for it. So I think that's more going to come out my savings. But the thing is, if it's like once every 6 months and I allocate money for it, it should be fine. Because yeah, I don't think I'll be able to get it done more frequently than every 6 months. So, but yeah, I haven't booked a date in with her, but it's going to be next week. I know that much. But I've just realised I've been waffling on for so long. I really need to get back. But anyway, run was good. Looking to get my hair done before we go to Germany. And that's it so far. There's still nothing on my surgery yet. So yeah. But anyway, get her head off. So I will speak to you later. Hi guys. So it's Thursday. I got out again. Yay. I'm properly getting into a routine now. It's amazing. Although it's going to like be scuppered in a couple of weeks when I head off to Germany, because I won't be taking my running stuff with me. Very pleased with myself. It's again the best run I've ever done, but I can't like take all the credit for myself. The other credit goes to the friggin' horseflies. Yeah, like as soon as I stop, one will go like zzz, like past me. It's even like when I'm running, I see them like dive bomb me. Like I just see them go past my eye and like hit the side of my head. It's like they're like, she's running too fast. I'm just gonna have to take my chances and just like dive bomb my face. Just to try and get like a drive-by nip. So yeah, so I ran back to the car, quickly took a selfie, and then jumped in the car. And I put the fans on for the last like few minutes, and now it's just switched itself off. So I'm dying in the heat again. So yeah, it's like, it was really hard, but I definitely feel like it's getting better. It's like this week I feel like I've definitely felt like the weight is coming off. This is where I find like I'm going to weigh myself on Saturday and I've gained a pound or something. But I feel like my clothes are feeling looser this week. Also, my ankle is feeling like tons better. Like I haven't even noticed it the last couple of days. I only noticed it as I was running like the 3rd kilometre. There was a bit of like, not even like, I just know there's some tightness there sort of thing. And I do think, because I've not done anything different, like other than obviously, like if anything, I'm moving more. So I definitely feel like it's obviously having the chance to heal and get better because it's not got so much weight like on it. That's the only thing I can think of. Oh yeah, we go back to Germany. We've been trying to plan our trip as like best as possible, because obviously the whole thing of us driving is that we have to go through France, which is a big bugbear for us Brits, especially post Brexit, because yeah, they've sort of like, they tend to target British travellers in terms of like making sure like they'll pick out like the smallest little thing and be like, right, well that's not right, so therefore we're going to fine you like €1,000 or something. So yeah, we're trying to make sure we're like above board with everything. Everything's fine. Everything like ticks all the French rules for travelling in their country. And then we found out like the rules for food. So no meat and dairy. It's fine. We're not going to be taking anything like, we're not going to be taking like sausages over with us or whatever. But the one thing is like my protein powder, which is dried milk pretty much, and the cookie dough, which I was like, we're leaving on the Saturday, which means on the Friday we can go and like stock up on cookie dough to keep us going, because like we have to leave the house at like midnight on Saturday and like to be at like the port by 2. So I was like, I need sugar. I'm going to need sugar to keep me awake. But no, can't take cookie dough because it's got dairy in it. It's like, oh my God. So yeah, I think the biggest thing that's annoying me is the fact I can't take my protein powder. I am in that sort of frame of mind of like, do I just buy a vegan one and see if they will let me get away with that? But then it's like, but what if they don't? Then we have to pay like a massive fine. So yeah, it's one of those things I'm really annoyed about, because like I've never seen, this like, I might be like really naive in this, but I've never seen protein powder in a supermarket. So like I've always bought mine online, so I never think of like, oh yeah, we can just pop into Aldi when we're in Germany and I can pick up a protein powder, because I'm not working this hard over the last couple of weeks to then have it scuppered while we're in Germany for a week. I really want to be able to like have my protein powder to sort of stand in for breakfast or whatever if we're going out with friends and we're going out for a meal that night and stuff. So I'm really like anxious about it. So if anyone that's watching this has travelled by car through France and Germany, please let me know, and like tell me that it's not as bad as people were reporting on the internet, because yeah, it's really getting me down a bit, because I really need some protein powder. I might have to get my friend who we're meeting, who actually lives in Germany. She lives near where we're staying. I might get her to buy me some protein powder, or if I buy it and then have it sent to her address and she can give it to me. It's the only thing I can think of doing, because yeah, I really don't want to scupper my weight and like gain weight after working as hard, like try like at the sort of detriment of my mental health, of like trying to lose this weight only for it to just pop back on again for a week in Germany. So I'm hoping we're going to be doing a lot of walking when we're in Germany, but still, me rambling. So yeah, so I'm hoping to go to Pole tonight. So we just got to see how Bubs is going to be. Like the last few days, he's actually been amazing. It was only last night when we were in his pole class, Jesus, when we were in his guitar class, that he sort of made up for the fact he's been really good the last few days and acted like an absolute dick. So he didn't actually have a guitar class. We were just talking to his guitar teacher about home education in the end, because he just wouldn't do anything, wouldn't even hold the guitar. So yeah, that was really frustrating. So yeah, I think it was one, because it's late, so it's like 4:30 when he has his class, and also it was really muggy in there, and I just think when it gets like that, he just goes like poof. So so hopefully come September they're moving to somewhere else, and the guitar teacher said it actually has air conditioning, which would be good. And also, because he's going to be full-time home educated by September, it means that we can change his classes hopefully to morning classes. So he'll actually be in a better sort of frame of mind, hopefully, for his class. But anyway, I just realised I haven't been wearing my glasses the entire time because they get so steamed up when I try to talk. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I was going to say. I don't think there was. But yeah, this is a normal week. So I will be, like I said, I've got Pole tonight, and then I will be weighing myself on Saturday. So I'm hoping, really hoping that some weight has come off. But what I was going to say, yeah, I'll try and talk after Pole, but chances are I won't be able to, because obviously it's getting darker now. I think we've gone past the peak of it being light at like 9:30 at night. So so I'll see how it goes. But anyway, yes, because the car is really steaming up, so I need to get going. So yes, I shall either see you tonight or I shall see you for the weigh-in on Saturday. Wish me luck. Hi guys, so it's Saturday. As you will tell from the previous clip, I weighed myself this morning. Yeah, I'm not happy. I think I would be if it was a regular week, but the fact that I didn't lose any last week, like I stayed exactly the same, and next week, or like I've got like, basically this time next week we'll be on our way to Germany. We'll probably most likely be in France by now, or no, out of France, actually in Germany maybe. I don't know how long it takes to go from Dunkirk to Germany. So yeah, I'm just feeling really deflated, like I was last week and like I was the week before. I think just my sort of weight loss seems to have just slowed down to pretty much a halt, and I'm barely losing anything. Like as the weeks go by, it's like just slowly coming off, and my surgery is getting closer and closer to the deadline. And yeah, it's just really fucking frustrating. I'm trying to look at the bigger picture in terms of I've actually, since coming back from Crete, I have lost 7.5 pounds, and it's 10 weeks. So I've lost 7.5 pounds in 10 weeks, and that's not bad when I think of it. But then my brain also does a thing of like, well, if it takes me 7.5 pounds, if it takes me 10 weeks to lose 7.5 pounds, I have 14 weeks until November, which is when, like, I don't know if it's going to be the beginning of November or the end of November. If it's the end of November, I've got 18 weeks. If it's beginning of November, I've got 14 weeks. If it is, like, yeah, beginning of November, then that's 14 weeks in which to lose more than 7.5 pounds. because my goal weight is still 19 pounds away. So yeah, it's getting me down a bit, and but it's kind of that whole thing of like, I don't want to change my diet up any more than I already have, because what's the point? Because then I'll just be miserable, losing weight, more chance of me falling off the wagon and just going sort of completely the opposite way. And also it's not going to be something that's sustainable when I've lost the weight. So the weight's just going to go back on as soon as I go back to a normal diet. So yeah, I want to try and keep it as normal as possible, but just, yeah, it's one of those things. I just can't work it out, to be honest. Like I said to a friend this morning, or like I said on my Discord this morning, and I think I said to you guys as well, I felt like this week, I actually felt like the weight was coming off. Like my clothes feel looser. I feel like I've lost it in like more in the face and everything. And so I was actually feeling quite confident about the fact that I'd lost weight. Then I woke up this morning and I just felt really fat and bloated. And then obviously it just showed on the scales that, yeah, I've not lost that much. I've lost less than £1. So I don't know if it's just Saturdays that are just a really stupid, shitty day to really like weigh myself. But then I weighed myself last Friday, and that's what I thought was a problem, because of the fact that obviously the day before I'd had, or like the night before I'd been to pole. So obviously that you're carrying a lot of water retention in your muscles because of obviously the exercise that you've given them. But I don't know also if that's the thing as well for this week, that's the thing. So in terms of, I don't know how long the water weight is meant to last. I thought it was only up to like a couple of hours. So I don't even know, if it's even a thing for pole, just making up excuses. But also, yeah, this morning I haven't been to the toilet again. So that's another thing. I always try and go, and normally when I don't go, that's when I have that feeling of dread, and I know that as soon as I step on the scales, it's going to be a really disappointing total. So yeah, and yeah, I've been going fine all week. But today, of all days, I can't go. And it's really fucking frustrating. So yeah, just feeling a bit meh about it. Pole was okay. I just felt a bit lethargic. I think, in general, I think people were a bit... It was just like a bit of a downer mood. I don't know. It was a weird one. Like my usual pole partner, she was there. She hasn't been there the last 2 weeks. Or it's that I haven't seen her for the last 2 weeks technically, because obviously I was there last week and she wasn't, and she went the week before, and that's when I had my panic attack. But yeah, she just seemed a bit, I don't know, subdued. So I don't know if she's just tired or whatever. I don't know if it's like her job sort of getting to her a bit, because yeah, she didn't seem her usual bubbly self. She was still bubbly to a certain extent, but not like her really bubbly self. So like it was, yeah, it just, I felt like I couldn't sort of talk to her as much as what I normally do. But yeah, and then the typical mean girls who make me feel anxious about coming to the classes in the first place were super just, yeah, triggering. For one thing, like completely blanking me as soon as I walk in again. This time didn't even bother holding the door open for me. As they walked in, they just let the door almost slam in my face, which is great. And then they started slagging off a girl at the end of the class who was absent. And the girl is not everyone's cup of tea, the girl that they were talking about. To be honest, I think she's neurodivergent, and I think she talks a lot, and I think it's more like a nerves thing because she wants to be accepted by the group. So she does like talk, like I said, a lot. And she's very good at pole as well. She is really good at it. But obviously because she doesn't fit into their sort of like what they expect normal people to be like, they just do not like her. And yeah, and just like talking about it like that, and then it just makes me feel really anxious about the fact, what the fuck do they say about me when I'm not there? So now I have even more reason to be uncomfortable, because before it was just me being like, oh, you're just paranoid, they're lovely people really, and then I'm just kind of like, yeah, you've just like, all my worst fears have been realised, and they are as terrible as I as my anxious brain assumed they would be. So yeah. So now it's even harder for me to go to a pole class, because I just feel like I'm being judged and slagged off every time that my back is turned. So yeah.
at least like the teacher's still lovely, and her friend who goes is still really lovely, and she chats to me and stuff. So yeah, I'm just feeling a bit meh today. And I think it's still hanging over from that pole class. So, but I've not got pole for the next 2 weeks because obviously next Thursday my parents are flying over from Crete, so most likely they'll want to have dinner with us, so therefore I won't be able to make the class. And also the Thursday after that we'll be in Germany, so that's two classes I'm going to miss. Another reason I'm paranoid about my weight as well, because obviously it's really struggling to come off, but it's so easy to climb back up. So I'm going to go to Germany, you wait, and I'm going to gain 5 pounds. It's just one of those things at the moment. I'm just so fucking fed up with it. It's really driving me mad. So yeah, sorry it's a bit of a downer this week. It started off so hopeful, and with me like getting back into my exercises, and yeah, this is the thanks I get. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you did, please. It really helps the channel out. Subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow me on social media, all the links will be down below. There's also a link to join my Discord server if you'd like to do that as well. And on that note, I'll say love you guys, and I shall see you on the next video. Bye.